Good morning, everyone. Actually, due to slow internet connectivity, I am not able to make out today's lecture online. So here I am to record my today's lecture. So our today's lecture is basically deal with acceptance letter, declining letter, and permission letter. So without further ado, let's start our today's lecture. So our discussion is on the acceptance letter is very important because if the practical sampling question of acceptance letter doesn't come in exam, then definitely the objective questions will come. So we need to focus on the more on the objective questions and some MCQ questions of course. So let's see what is the idea of an acceptance letter. What do you mean by acceptance letter? Well, acceptance letter means something to accept or reject. So, what are the forms of letter that come under this category? So, let's see. You can see the slide and follow the slide while listening to my audio. See, an acceptance letter is one that is written to either accept a job offer or resignation or promotion. So it is a kind of letter which is written something to either to accept a job offer or accept a resignation. If you got a job, so you will send back an acceptance letter that yes, I am interested to get appointed in this job. So this is how you have to show the confirmation through your acceptance letter. Or either you are in charge of authority of some organization, so and somebody gives a resignation letter. So if you accept that letter, then that can be termed as also acceptance letter. Yes, his resignation has been accepted. So this is how you can write an acceptance letter of the resignation. Or even in case of promotion also, that somebody wants a promotion and you confirm, you endorse that promotion, that also come in the form of acceptance letter. So there are various several other forms of acceptance letters as well, but these three are the major ones. That is either a job offer, or in case of resignation, or in case of promotion. Now, the acceptance letter is not a compliance or compulsion, but is merely a mannerly intimation of acceptance of the offer. Well, it is formal, of course, it is formal one, but it doesn't matter in official communication. It depends on the local and national rules of organizations, be it educational or something else, but it is necessary to keep the confirmation clear so that it will help you to refer in future time, so that it will help you for your future reference. Okay. Yeah. So it also must be noted that the legal system often uses the job offer acceptance as a conclusive evidence in legal proceedings, hence, draft the letter as carefully as possible. It means to say that the legal system also makes use of the job offer acceptance as a conclusive evidence. So, if you show acceptance letter, then definitely that will confirm, at conclusion that yes, this is the ultimate confirmation. It cannot be canvassed after you get appointed. So it would be your evidence enough to uh, yeah. So it would be enough evidence for you to refer in the future time. Now, an acceptance letter can be given both by a superior or subordinate depending upon what it is being given for. So it also can be given by the superior or the subordinate. That, as I told you just that in the if you are in charge of our authority, then you can show the acceptance letter, or in if you are if you if you are the one who get appointed in a workplace, so you also show your acceptance that yes, you accepted the job offer. For example, if a resignation is being given to a superior by a subordinate, then the superior will give his or her subordinate an acceptance letter, acceptance of resignation. Suppose you are working in a workplace and you come to a conclusion, you made up your mind that you want to give resignation letter and you want to leave that workplace. So you are the subordinate who submits your resignation, and the superior will give his or her acceptance letter that yeah, whether he will accept your resignation or not. Okay. It is also an official form of letter which should be clear in what is being accepted. You have to be very, very clear. You have to be clearly vocal enough that what is being accepted, what is the point, what is the main issue of it. It also should be addressed to the person whose request of any kind is being accepted. So here you have to mention clearly the name and details, official details and designation of the person whom you are addressing through this letter. Now while if you are giving a resignation letter to your superior authority, then definitely you must not be happy with the things that you deserved, you think. So here there is enough chance to make it personalized. No, not at all. No efforts should be made to antagonize the individual whose request is being accepted. You should not write something which will create any kind of anger or enmity between you and your authority in your particular workplace. Now, the date on which the acceptance letter is being given should be very clearly and prominently mentioned on the letter. When you are going to send yeah, slide is moving up and down. Okay, anyway, so I was telling that the date and other necessary details should be stated so that the other employees will be aware of new changes and actions taken place. So what is basically you need to keep in mind is that you have to mention the date when you are sending that, when you are writing that acceptance letter, that should be clearly mentioned. The date and other necessary details that you want to convey, also that all those elements must be mentioned, so that in future reference other employees and other workers, other working employees should be aware of the changes or any serious actions that taken place. So it is necessary to convey in full way, in a very professional and detailed way. Okay, so this was about the yeah, acceptance letter. So what is questions may come like what is acceptance letter, what are the most important elements in acceptance letter. Okay, now come to the I will send you the samples. These format of these kind of letters are very simple. Most of the samples are same, so you don't need to worry about it. Just let's have a brief idea of the kinds of letters and the little differences that all these letters have. So declining letter, declining means something is going to